Greetings and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter, and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you are watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. Now, if you're not a member or not logged into Stunthangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. If you are not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address, or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthangar will not approve you. If you're inclined to not come in, just enjoy watching us on YouTube. Wonderful, fantastic. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box, and I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show. Now, understand, sometimes even I can't get a word in myself, so be patient, and I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comment. By the way, you only can make comments or questions during the live stream. So like I said, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, if you find the Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host or the many building and flying videos that Sparky does on this platform informative and enjoyable, please give us a thumbs up, give us a like, subscribe, share the videos, and comments also help the Stunthangar YouTube channel grow. Please consider joining our Stunthangar YouTube channel memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. You can also use the super chat, which is located at the bottom of the chat box, to make your donations. You can only use the super chat donation feature during a live stream. So, like I said, come on in during the live stream, make a donation through the super chat, and then come back and watch the replay at a more convenient time. Now, your support helps offset some of the expenses of running Stunthangar, and with your memberships, you'll get special badges. We can see in the YouTube chat box an unlimited replay of member-only videos, and once a month, Sparky has a question-answer show for members only. This is Sparky's YouTube channel. I'm in here only twice a week, so if you want to get in touch with me, go to my YouTube channel at Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. All the letters are there. And place a comment at the video, which is entitled the 2019 AMA National Championship video. That actually was shot by Sparky himself with his own camera of me flying his beautiful Junar XL. And if you do that, I will be notified, and then I'll be able to respond to you quickly. I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. Please keep the conversations family room friendly. In other words, please don't use words or do things you wouldn't say or do around your own children or grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm going to post a link at the Stunthangar Forum now. So let me go there. I have a little bit of busy work I have to do when I host these YouTube streams. So that should be posted. Let me go to the Sparky's YouTube channel, and I'm going to go to the what I call the control panel, YouTube studio, and let's see what's going on. Just bear with me. This is just something I wish I could avoid, but unfortunately, All right, so here we are. Looks like we are live. Great. And we have concurrently 4 viewers right now with 4 likes. So if you haven't hit the like button or smash the like button, please do that. That really helps the analytics of the program. I see Montana Farmer is in there already. Hey, he says, hey, Charles. And Tom Ramos says, like provided. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Now we're up to 5 likes. Excellent. Let me get to this other space so I can see what's going on. I have 2 screens, and this is kind of how I do this. I'm actually entertaining getting a 3rd screen so that I can do things a little simpler. Anyways, I did go flying today. Here comes somebody. Oh, I think this is, hey, Robert, how are you this evening? Hey, Robert, how are you this evening?
Oh, not too bad, Charles. Just enjoying our nice frigid cold weather.
Yeah, I bet it's pretty cold there, but you're probably used to it by now.
We're in one of those Arctic snaps right now. It's going to last probably another week. It was just about 30 below last night, Celsius. So that'd be about 10 below, I suppose, for you.
Wow.
And our furnace conked out.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness.
Fortunately, I knew exactly what it was, and my neighbor had the spare parts, so I fixed it within a couple hours of it conking out. But
that's great. Hey, well, I want to thank you for initiating that thread on the forum. I happened to come across it, and I really appreciate the birthday wishes.
Oh, least I could do, Charles. Least I could do.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I wasn't expecting it, or it was a surprise. I actually just happened to went to the Stunthangar forum, and I saw that, and I was like, oh my goodness. So I went there, and then some other people chimed in, but someone had to start it. And so thank you very much, Robert. I really appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. You're a good friend. You deserve the accolades.
Thank you. And I had a really nice birthday, by the way. Just myself, my wife, and my kids, and we just went out to eat, and then we watched that movie Jungle all the way with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad. It's kind of an old Christmas.
No, I haven't seen it, but I do enjoy Schwarzenegger's. He's a great comedian.
Yeah, it is hilarious. I mean, I'm almost laughing to tears. Hang on one second, Robert. Sam Lonke says Sparky is paying you too much if you can afford that fancy microphone. This is Mike. This is Mike, not Sam. We're going into another year, and I just want the show to get better and better. And I'm actually working on me to get better and better. So I've watched several of our shows, and I thought that compared to other streams I've seen, my audio sometimes is not that good. So I thought I would improve that. So hopefully this will be an improvement.
Well, I've never noticed a problem with it, considering I just work off a little wee iPad.
Yeah. Well, compared to some other audios I've heard, and this is the same mic. This is actually the same mic I've had for about a year, but the mic was further away, so this gets the mic up close to me. So, and with the pop screen, I'll get rid of some of the variations of stuff. So we'll see what happens. It's in my way. I know it's blocking my face, so a little bit. So that might not.
Hey, I wanted to chat with you on something too. That hatch deal that we're doing on the SV11s. I got some real negative feedback from some of the trolls. So I'd like to talk to you privately about that someday.
Okay.
Do a little addition or a modification to it.
Well,
I don't see a need for it, but it's an easy, slight redesign to beef it up a whole bunch.
Okay, well that's yeah, we can definitely do that privately. But I'm sorry to hear about some trolls giving you some gruff about that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's it couldn't possibly work, and only being attached on one side isn't going to do it. They obviously didn't look at the damn thing.
Oh,
and that triangle stock is too weak, and that as opposes a piece of 16th inch balsa that was the original across the back and the front.
I know. I know. It's Hey, you know what? Everyone has an opinion, so
Now they might be right in some areas. Okay, flying super hard after several hundred flights. I don't know. So I thought about it, and just a relatively minor change in the design to, I mean, cutting out those ply sides, but fairly simple to do. And I think I just might do a modification. So anyway, in the next week or so, if you want to give me a
oh, absolutely,
touch base.
absolutely, I definitely want to do that.
Tomorrow night, I'm in a Christmas party Zoom meeting across the country of Canada. So
Oh,
it's compatriots,
fantastic,
as it were.
fantastic.
I was just given both my wife and I, through this one company, were giving a very interesting job opportunity on an occasional basis. Her as administrative support, which she does, and myself on map and compass and survival training.
Oh, cool.
They're
Very,
offering
very
me a
cool.
lot of money to do it, so I think I'll do that in addition to the flying.
Very
So it might
cool.
have me tied up a little bit for a while and doing model stuff, but
All righty. Well, let me catch up on the chat. Montana Farmer says, matter of fact, Mike says your sound is great. By the way, thank you very much, Mike. And then Montana Farmer says Monday's show was really good, and thank you. I agree. Monday's show was really good. It's a good show. Montana Farmer, what's if you remember specifically what part of the show you liked? I would be very curious about that. And then Mike Regal, he says, I haven't watched Monday's video yet. I was in the hospital for 4 days, congestive heart failure, feeling much better now. Well, that is good news. You're feeling better. Sorry to hear about you being hospitalized, Mike Regal. But I'm glad you're on the improving side. That's great. Oh, by the way, you guys, I got to get in touch with John Miller. Guess what? He's
I
reached
was
out.
today.
He reached out to me, and matter of fact, I need to text his stepdaughter who's been caring for him. Hey,
Yeah,
hey, Tom, how you doing?
Charles. Yeah, I was talking with John today too, Charles, or emailing him.
Fantastic. Can you guys talk to each other? Let me just contact John. Let him know he can come in. He just wanted me to do that.
Who's online here? I don't see anyone else.
Tom Rammel.
Hey, Tom. Hi.
Hi. Yeah,
there you are.
I tried sending an email to John today and tell him we were thinking about him and hoping the best for him. And I did get, it was like he started to respond, but there was no message in there. There was like just a blank reply. So I'm glad to hear he's okay.
Now he'd sent me a response to an email I'd sent to him before he went into the hospital.
Hello.
I was looking at buying something from him, and I told him, don't worry about it. It's not a rush or anything. You just get better, and we're all thinking of you and all that. I haven't heard a secondary response back, but he seemed
okay.
He sent me a coherent email, so I guess things are looking better for him.
Yeah, I'm actually being in touch, and Diane, his stepdaughter, she's I believe she received my message. So now John should be coming in shortly. And Gary,
wow.
Look at Gary.
Gary had surgery.
Right? Yeah, Gary. Fantastic, Gary. Happy to see you, man. How you doing?
Yeah, it hurts, but
good to see you, Gary. What'd you do to yourself, buddy?
Yeah, shoulder surgery.
Shoulder surgery, yeah.
Rotator cuff or what?
Yeah, replacement.
Yeah, I had both of mine done many years ago.
Did you?
You'll get over it.
Yeah. That's what it is, though. Did you have a block spinal or a
spinal tap?
No, it's a block they put in here, honey, for a nerve block. Did you have one of them put in?
No, they just conked me out, went in with that microsurgery thing and sewed them up, and I had about a 1.25 centimeter tear in my right shoulder, and my left one I had about a 2.5 centimeter tear.
They couldn't repair
so mine. Kind of ugly.
I had to put a new one in.
Yeah,
I got a reversal in there. Yeah, the ball's on one side and the socket's on the other end now.
Okay, yeah. No, they. I had a really good surgeon, and I got about a 80% recovery overall, so I can live with that.
Yeah.
Better than not being able to move your arm at all.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now I tried again for about the fourth time. I hope you got my email.
Oh yeah, it's all in the calendar ready. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem was because that was the address I was using. So I just wiped everything out and started over and just sent it as a reply.
Yeah. I think I got it there the first time, really.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Let me interrupt for a second, you guys. Montana Farmer says, I asked him what part of Monday's show did he enjoy or comment, particularly what he liked. And he said that he liked the part about what maneuver was the hardest to learn. Remember, I was asking about, what maneuver cost you the most planes or crashes, and he really enjoyed that part. And that is, it's interesting how everybody had different experiences, and hopefully, if I come across someone else who did not answer that, maybe I can ask them, if they weren't here Monday, because it's really interesting. Because I think it's different. What is the hardest maneuver and what has cost you the most airplanes? Because sometimes it's not the hardest maneuver, but it's our technique, that is the problem. That's what the problem was with my vertical 8. It wasn't so much that it was so hard, but it's just that when I hit the intersection, coming back down to the bottom, I wasn't continually bringing my arm down and keep my arm still, and the plane got below my arm, it would change the rate of input. And so then the plane wasn't getting any more input, so it just would pancake, So once it was pointed out to me, but my hardest maneuver for me was the outside square. That was just the scariest thing, to point an airplane straight down toward the deck.
I think by me, I was just didn't want to tear a plane up, so I was just afraid to do it. I never got upside down either. This flying stunt is all about managing fear, because it's all about managing fear. It really, to me, that's my opinion. That's what I think, because everything is scary at first, and after you get used to it, the fear, it seems to dissipate. I don't know if it ever completely goes away. Maybe the guys on the top level, they never get scared, but I still get a little bit apprehensive about a few maneuvers. I know Mike Lonke said last week that his favorite maneuver is the outside square, the one that caused me the most fear and trepidation. That is his favorite maneuver. So
yeah. Well, speaking from an absolute, inexperienced end of it, just the proceeding with the inverted portion for me right now is the biggest fear.
Yeah, that's
but speaking from a different end of things, teaching full-size flying, every single student has different fear factors, different maneuvers or phases of flight that they have difficulties with, and it's always psychological and getting through that. And that's where the instructor is so critical. I think in model flying, it's got to be the same as full size. You got to find the right fit for an instructor, and the instructor has to analyze what the student's style or thought process is to come up with a solution for it and a fix for any problems. One of the classics being the fear of stalling, the fear of spins, the fear of landing, as the ground rushes towards them is the biggest thing that I have with full-size aircraft instruction, is getting through that so that their visual picture is correct. They're not fixating on the ground rushing at them. They're looking down at the end of the runway, which is essentially the next phase of their maneuver.
Right. That makes sense to me. And let me go on with the chat. Looks like, how do you say that?
Tip stalling too, right?
On full size?
Yeah.
Not really.
Not really
that
on
big
tip
of a deal
stall,
because that's just the onset of a spin. I mean, that's the start of an incipient stall or an incipient spin. And some of them might get scared of that, but you teach them right off the bat, keep the ailerons neutral and use your rudder.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Charles.
So on the chat box, I have a person named Braddock. I think I'm probably butchering your name, so apologize. But he says shoulder surgery rehab is no fun. So I guess that's where you're at, Gary.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's been through that, and so has Robert Whitley. Now, an old friend of mine, Rob Cristito, he says, I miss you, man. Charles, I'd do anything to fly with you tomorrow. God bless. Well, tomorrow, that is a possibility. Rob, give me a call. My number hasn't changed. Give me a call, or yeah, if you want to fly, buddy, let's make it happen, because it's been too long since we've flown. Yeah, Rob Castillo is someone I used to fly with. I don't know, maybe at least every week, it seemed like, for a while. And he lived in Oceanside at the time, and I lived in Escondido, and we'd hook up in Oceanside. So yeah, that'd be great, Rob. Let's do it. Let's, as you would say, let's put some holes in the sky. Anyways, I'm back.
Oh, Gary, the second time is much easier for shoulder surgery because you know what you're dealing with.
Oh, yeah.
Your biggest challenge is going to be not instinctively going to reach for something or do something.
Yeah.
And then your next biggest challenge will be in the shower.
Yeah.
That's so difficult not to twist wrong and hurt yourself. So just be really aware of that. Other than that, it's a piece of cake.
Yeah. Well, it'll get better. Every day will get better.
Yep.
Right now, it's kind of that there's
do the stretches,
off, so.
Do the stretches, roll the ball up and down the door, or whatever the heck they tell you to do, and just take it easy with a little bit of pushing yourself, just like learning a new maneuver. Don't go too fast.
Yeah.
Sorry, Charles. Non-airplane
That's okay.
stuff.
That's okay. I'm just looking at the chat box. Anyways, we have 18 concurrent viewers, 18 likes. That's fantastic. We have no chat revenue and no new members. Don't forget to consider, if you're watching us on YouTube, hit the join button. That is like a monthly subscription. I'm actually a member myself. I have $4.99 come out of my account every month. And so, I don't even think about it. It's something that happens, and it helps the show. And then if you don't want to do it monthly, just hit us with the super chat. That's the big $sign at the bottom of the chat box. That's only available during the live stream. So if you're watching this as a replay, please consider subscribing, and then come on in during the live stream and donate. That all helps. And it also helps the analytics of this channel grow. So we want this channel to be something that shows up, and when people go to their homepage, they see this recommended video, and they'll click on it, and hopefully they'll see what we see in it, and maybe get involved, maybe even fly again. We have a lot of retreads. I'm a retread. I got back into this about 18, 19 years ago, but I did it as a kid, and somehow it got out of my life. Regular things that happen to young men, cars and dirt bikes and
women.
Girls. Yeah. Yeah. And I forgot all about that. But once my cousins came to visit me, and they dragged me out to the flying field. They said, well, come on, let's fly. And I go, well, I haven't flown in 25 years. And they said, it's like riding a bicycle. And my cousin, he let me fly his Twister. And I'm not kidding. Before the plane got in the air, I was hooked. I was just rolling out. I could not believe that I left this behind. And anybody who knows me and knows how enthusiastic I am about this hobby, it's because, to me, there's nothing like flying a control line plane, because you really feel the plane. It has a gentle tug, or at least it should be a gentle tug, and a lot of fun. You feel it. You feel everything. You even feel the crashes. It's. I have never experienced anything like this, so it's awesome. Banshee 15, he says, "Hey, how's Sparky doing?" Well, Sparky is improving. He's doing better. I haven't spoken to him, but he expected to be turning things around in several days. So, but I haven't spoken to him.
He did a video yesterday.
He did a video? Oh, great.
Yeah,
I saw a video.
Half 8.
Okay. Well, great. See, that tells you right there. He's on the upswing. And yeah, well, thanks for thinking about Sparky, Banshee 15. I know he appreciates it. Now, unfortunately, he had gotten a lot of phone calls, and he appreciated all the attention. It was a little bit overwhelming, but
I told him, hey, a lot of people care about you, Sparky.
That's right.
And so anyways, but that's my answer to that.
You're going professional, aren't you?
No, I just want to
Your
get the
microphone.
show. You know, this mic has been in use for over a year. It was on my desk, and it really didn't get the benefit of me being close to it. So it's the only thing which is new is the stand and maybe this pop filter. But the mic, this is a blue ice microphone. I've had it for over a year. But like I said, I was further away from it, and I thought, you know what, I need to get it closer to me, so the audio will be a little bit better. And then you see, so Banshee 15 goes on to say, okay, good to hear. And Jack Snavely, hello, Jack. He says, hello, all, just listening. Well, fantastic, Jack. I appreciate you guys coming in, all of you guys that come into the chat and into the show. I appreciate it very, very much. And,
Charles, you were saying retreads. I was away from it for 40 years. And my first flight was on my rebuilt old flight streak that I did originally in 75, I think.
Right.
And I had a 36X combat engine screaming away on it. And all the guys were wondering if this might be a bit much for starting out on again. And no problem. Except the landing, I'd kind of forgotten how to whip it, but no big deal. I kind of stalled it in a bit, but bent the gear. But the flight, no problem at all. Now, later on, I went to figure 9 it a couple of times, but the plane held up. But, guys that have been away from it for a while, just grab a handle and go for it.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. It's just like riding a bike. It just comes right back to you so naturally, and I was just amazed that I could have forgotten about this and left it behind. I'm just so glad that my cousins did come out and visit me. I taught them how to fly. And so I'm so glad that when they came to see me, it was prior to me going in for a major surgery. And I don't know if they thought I was going to pass away or what, but they came out to see me and brought some airplanes. One was a chipmunk and the other one was a twister. And of course, the chipmunk was my cousin's. I had 2 cousins that are brothers, and he would let me fly the chipmunk. I was like, well, why won't you let me fly the chipmunk? But it was a pretty plane, so I understand.
Yeah, I think I'd be a bit leery about letting someone that's been away for a lot of years fly my chipmunk too.
Yeah, I understand
my
now.
or my RSTs or whatever. So what?
Yeah, I understand. I just, it looked like it flew really good. It looked like it flew better than the twister I was flying, but the twister got me back in the game. So shortly after that, I bought a Nobler top green box top flight kit. Mm-hmm. And then I saw that the Nobler ARF had came out. I bought that. And someone suggested, they asked me if I knew how to fly the pattern. And I said, what is the pattern? And he goes, maybe you should fly. You have anything else? I really have a twister. He goes, well, I think you should build a twister first before you fly your Nobler. So that's what I did. I wonder where John Miller's at. I wonder if he's having a problem getting in. Because I just, let me see. I got a response on my phone. I wonder if that's his stepdaughter. Okay. They found the post. So that means they should be in shortly.
So, Tom, you been doing any building?
This week I built a set of snow skis for my control line plane. And I'm working on editing the YouTube video to put that up on my YouTube channel. But it's not uploaded yet, but I'll upload that in a day or two.
Yeah. I haven't done any model building. I built a computer, keyboard tray for my wife for under her desk, another part of her desk, and for her new computer, and been gutting out my shop and sorting God knows how many thousands of pieces of hardware and stuff, and just kind of clean up and fixing my furnace, like I was telling Charles at the start. And life is conspiring that I'm not doing models this week.
Yeah. Well, that happens sometimes.
But on the model side of it, we had a really great Christmas get together for our club at an old restaurant. It's kind of nostalgic for Kim and I, because when we were first first married, going together and married, it was the restaurant we used to go to all the time, at least once a week or once every 2 weeks. So it was kind of neat being there for a Christmas party.
Yeah, we're having 23 over tomorrow to do an early Christmas.
Hang on a second, you guys. Just a minute. I'll be back.
So I might have to leave the show a little bit early because my daughter and granddaughter will be here tonight yet. So as soon as they get here, I'll probably sign off.
Yeah, it was probably about 20 that we had at the get together too. So it was nice. And the management even gave us all a complimentary fancy drink at the end of it.
Oh.
So Merry Christmas. Yeah. So Gary, you've been in the hospital, so you probably haven't been doing any building or anything, eh?
No. And with this acting up, haven't been feeling like doing anything either. And,
Yeah, I can understand.
That's,
Although it'll be good therapy for you in a few days when you start wanting to move around a bit. Just do some drawing or, lay out some pieces on a plane or whatever, just something along that line that doesn't require a huge amount of mental thought, but just focus on your movements is a little bit of rehab.
Howard, I got your check today. It just arrived today. Thank you.
See, I told you.
Hi, Howard.
Hi.
And the place went stony silent.
Yeah.
Howard's
Hey,
here. We got to stop
John.
talking about him. So
Yeah,
how'd that sale go, Howard?
Well, it was interesting.
Did you get those super taggers?
I got yes, I got a couple of, hi, John.
Welcome back, John.
It's good to see you.
Hey, John.
John's muted. Your mic's muted, John.
He's having a helper like I'm having a helper. My son's helping me tonight get on here.
You're going to learn to be left-handed for a while.
Yeah.
I'd give my right arm to be left-handed.
Oh, that's terrible.
There he is.
Okay.
Hey, there you are, guys. It's good to see you. Thank you all for
There you
your
are.
help and your offers of prayers. Appreciate it. This is a nasty bug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought I was immune to it. I wasn't.
If you got any pictures, you can still send them to me for the calendar.
Oh,
If you have anything. If you don't, that's okay too.
I'll get something out. Dang, it's good to see you guys.
Yeah.
Great to
Good
see
to
you.
see you,
Good
John.
to see you. Yeah.
Did you catch it from being Santa Claus? Is that
I
what you
think I did.
Yeah, I thought maybe you might have.
Yeah. 'Cause I did Santa for about 600 kids. And just all of a sudden there I was. I was in no good shape for nobody. But they have been 2 weeks in the hospital in Provo, and they were really good with me there. And then I've been a week at home, and things are looking good at this point in time, guys. So my friend up in Winnipeg, not Winnipeg, oh, come on, he's up in the Northwest Territories. What's his name? You know who I mean.
In the Northwest Territories?
Yeah,
Oh, up in Yellowknife there.
yeah. I have a part that he needs, and I was going to give it to him.
Yeah, it's Gordon
Yeah, Gordon
Van
Tyndall.
Tegum. Gordon Van Tegum. Yeah.
Well, I was going to just give it to him. I decided to do that. Whatever he can help on with the getting it sent there would be just fine with me. I'm not planning on making any money at it. I just want to make sure somebody that uses it has got it available. I've been in the Northwest Territory, so it's partly I consider it home.
Yeah. Yeah, Gordon had a little bit of a rough go of it too. I don't know the extent of it. At our contest this summer, he actually collapsed while he was flying, and Paul ran out and grabbed his handle and kept it doing overhead eights till he could get the thong off his hand and
oh my
come out
goodness.
of there.
My goodness. Well, there ain't nothing much tougher than a Northwest Territory guy, especially if he's got his mind made up.
Yeah, well, Gordon certainly can have attitude if he wants to, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, and I miss you guys. There's a lot of things we've shared over the gunnel. That's shit Navy talk, in case you didn't know that. But there's a lot of things we've shared, a lot of things I hope to still share. It looks to me like I'm going to make a good recovery, and it looks to me like things are going to progress here in a good shape.
Excellent.
Yeah, you guys are fantastic. All right.
Are you going to be up to putting the red hat on Friday night and sharing a bit of eggnog with us?
I can
John?
do that Friday night. Today's Friday.
Yeah, Christmas Eve next week, a week from now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll be more than happy to do that. You know.
That'd be kind of nice if we could all tip a little
it might
flagon
be
of eggnog to each other.
It may be a little eggnog on my case, but that's all right. Love that stuff. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have been Santa for the kids in the town. I just kind of overdid it a bit, looked at it and said, we're okay. This is tough. We got to beat. Well, we didn't, and it was tough, and it's going to be tougher, I'm sure. But each one of us has that opportunity to make a choice, and you guys have made good choices.
I see you got your helper there with you tonight too.
Which one? The cat or the?
Well, the two of them. You got one in front of you and one orange one behind you there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's good to see.
Yeah. My daughter-in-law, my wife's daughter, has been down taking care of me, and I wouldn't know what to be doing without her help. She's a pretty good woman. Now I know what saw. Now I know what I saw in her mother.
It's hard being alone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd posted a couple of times hoping that someone was checking in on your kitties, and then Charles contacted me and said that your daughter was, so that was good.
Yeah, they took care of the cats and the dog, and I'm supposed to be coming off of the medications and that tomorrow or the next day. So I have been last here at home. They're trying to make sure that I got over this bunch. So anybody building anything? Come on, Daryl.
Charles, your mic's still muted.
You got one to build still. Finish up your SV11.
Thank you, Tom. I've been trying to interrupt for a while.
You got the mute button for everyone.
And I was being patient too. I was like, okay, well, let me let them finish. And I'm like, I'd say something else, and you guys would keep going. So, anyways, what I wanted to do was catch up on the chat box. So, pardon me for a second here. Bradcock, I think he says, I just found your channel and we'll be binge watching for days. I'll join up in a day or two after looking at the options. Fantastic. I appreciate
that. Is that Dan? Dan Banchuk?
No, I'm sorry. I'm butchering this guy's name. It's spelled B-R-A-D. I think that's O-C-K. Braddock, I guess. Brad, how would you say that?
Well,
I wish you would say it. But anyways, I'm sorry about butchering your name. I really sincerely am sorry about that. But Rob Castillo says White Nobler question mark. Robert, that White Nobler has been gone. At least my White Nobler has been gone for some time now. I don't know if do you have a White Nobler? But the Nobler that you saw me fly with the orange trim, that White Nobler, that Nobler is no longer with us. Sorry to say.
Oh, sorry to hear that. How about the little Nobler Cub that our buddy in Los Angeles is building?
Who's building that? Do you remember the name?
Yeah,
I don't mean to be taxing you.
Long-haired.
Oh, long-haired. Oh, Mike. I want to say Mike Meadows. I want to say.
No, his last name. He flies at the what do we call
Sepulveda Basin.
Sepulveda Basin. Yeah.
Okay.
He flies there, and it's the Cub version of the. It's a 19 size Cub.
I wonder who that is.
Well, he's the guy that built you and I our.
Oh, Jeff Riley.
Jeff
Yeah.
Riley.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was on the other day.
Oh,
Yeah, so he has a Nobler Cub. Okay, I don't remember that. I don't remember everything. So, but I don't remember that. But you might be right. Hey, Tryon, thanks for coming in, and Carl Reed, thank you for coming in, Carl.
Behind you, Tryon.
You guys see me or?
Yeah, we see you.
Yeah, hi.
I see. Oh, good, super. Thank you.
You welcome. Yeah, it looks like you have the revolutions behind you. Is that your virtual background? Yeah. Very
All right,
cool.
all right.
Let me continue on with the chat box. I don't get too far behind. So then after the White Nobler question mark by Rob Casito, Braddock goes, I've not flown since the 80s, but have a pile of old kits, a few planes hanging, a Brodak Tanginger, and a DeBolt All-American Senior to recover and power up. Well, you have some planes behind you. That's great. Then he goes on to say, my first plane was a Scientific American boy with a Golden Bee. Good. And then Montana Farmer says, hey, John, glad you are back, buddy. So that's a welcome back from Montana Farmer, John. And then Jack Snivy says, great to see you, John, as always. And then Mike Regal says, it's good to see you back, John. And then Rob Castillo says, legends in my book. You all made my night. Blessings. Wow. Thank you very much for that nice comment, Rob. And then Rob Castillo, he's laughing out loud. Yeah, Rob and I had some good laughs hanging out flying. Absolutely. Let's see here. And let me see. Oh, Dennis Adamison just chimed in. Like delivered. See you in a bit. Thank you, Dennis. Look forward to it. Now we're all caught up. And Carl, it's been a long time since I've seen you, right? Yeah. I just saw Carl earlier today. We was flying, and another guy named Stuart Mossman. We was flying today.
Was a good day today.
Yeah, it was.
And everybody had some good flights, and the weather was just perfect.
Yes, we definitely had a good day. Awesome.
We must have scared Howard off.
Or maybe he's busy with Mary Lou, you know?
Yeah, because he muted his mic and his video.
Yeah.
He's eating dinner.
Ah.
Yeah, see, now that way him and Mary Lou can enjoy their time together. Hi, Mary Lou.
Yeah. Keep Howard straight.
Oh, thank you, Brad Rock. Okay. I thought, my screen, I need to move it closer so I couldn't see that. I thought I was seeing an R. Yeah, so Brad Rock. Brad Rock. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Brad Rock. Awesome. Some names, they do trip me up. I try to do my best, but sometimes, and I really respect people's names. I know how important it is, but sometimes I just run over them. So
You mean like that guy Whitney?
yes, like that guy Whitney. Yeah, his name is Robert Whitley, and there is another Robert Whitney, and there was a Robert or Bob Whiteley that I used to talk to all the time. Bob Whiteley and John and I know him very well, and Bob Whiteley passed away last year.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he's going to be in the calendar. We have an image of Kirk Mullinex and Jim Smith and RJ, or also known as Bob Whiteley.
Right.
Yeah, so that'd be a nice little homage to those three gentlemen.
You know, his plane Miss Cal, I can still remember it. I have the magazine actually from American Aircraft Modeler. I think it was back in about 76 or whatever that he won the Nats with.
Yeah.
The interesting story on that, it was sort of a bit of a thread developed on Stunthangar just at the time it was passing. And Bob Hunt had an autographed picture of the cover of that. And the little girl holding his airplane was his daughter, who is now a doctor.
Yeah.
And Bob got her as an adult to sign the picture.
She had.
Oh, nice.
Never forget that Band-Aid on her knee.
Yeah. Is that on the picture, her Band-Aid? It's on the knee in the picture.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that picture on the RSM website. Is that the picture you're talking about? Where she's holding up the plane as a little girl?
Yeah,
Yep.
That's it. She was in a little wee bikini. And
Yeah.
she would have been, what, about 5 years old, maybe, something like that.
Yeah, little girl. I just remember seeing a
so
little
cute.
girl holding up the plane Miss Cal, which was named after her.
Yeah. It's kind of a neat paint scheme that he did on that, too. So,
Yes.
So asymmetric with...
It was something
kind of almost like an arrow pointing outwards.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah, very, very, very unique. Absolutely.
I might have to build one someday just for the hell of it, since his name was so close to mine, and I always liked the airplane.
Well, I'll tell you that Bob's abilities with aircraft were absolutely second to none. He could watch your aircraft fly and tell you what trim you needed to do just by watching it fly. He was one of those guys that just had it, spades.
Yeah, the last plane he was working on was a Miss Cal. I believe he finished it before he passed away and flew it.
I don't remember if his original was 35 or 46 powered.
I think it was 35.
Do you remember, John?
I think it was 35.
Yeah. I know at that time the OS 35 was sort of the preferred engine at the time, or a Super Tiger 46.
It was very much on top of the world at that time. And part of the West Coast super forums.
Yeah, I think that one had a foam wing too, didn't it?
I have company, so I'm gonna have to.
Okay. All right. Hey, thanks for coming in, Tom. Appreciate it. And thanks for letting me know my mic was muted. Appreciate that.
Tom.
Oh, they got away. Mhm.
He got away.
There he was, gone.
Ay.
I don't know. It's really neat for me coming back into it, meeting you guys and getting to know you that knew personally or are those people from back in the day when I was reading about them in all the magazines and stuff and trying to copy things from their airplanes or whatever, or just enamored by it. And it's such an honor to be able to interact with you one-on-one or 1-on-10 like we do.
It
so
is.
Thank you very much for giving me your time.
Absolutely. I'd like to get more and more people in here. We need to, challenge I find I don't do a big job soliciting. But when I have talked to some people have a challenge with the technology. They can't get in, or they don't have a camera or a microphone, or they just and then there's also some people that aren't really social. They are masters at the hobby and enjoy it, but they're not really a socialite. So
they need a wife to nag them.
Yeah, so
to join.
that's kind of been a challenge,
That
and
was my
I
holdback. My wife nagged me for 2 or 3 years to come in and join the Hangouts because I was
Really?
just the guy watching them all the time. And she said, "Get over it. They just ordinary guys want to talk." So I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just ordinary guys. Everybody who's watching us right now, we have 24 people concurrently watching us. And I don't know if that includes, it must include the people that are in the chat, but there's only 1, 2.
Well, we got to keep this going because it's slowly but surely going to get smaller and smaller.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
That's
who
why.
among us here watched the very first one? It was Sparky, and it was why am I drawing a blank here? Daryl Adams up here from just north of where I live, and that was it, the very first one.
Yep.
I believe I did watch it. I know I really got involved more when Rusty was in it, but I do remember at the time when Rusty was hosting it, and then we got into Rusty. So I don't know how many of them I might have missed, but I did see them when Sparky was doing it. And then
one of the guys from the start too was Michael from Colorado or something like that. Anyway, I saw him on here a while ago too, but I never got a chance to say hi and thank him for helping to, make it start.
Yeah, it's Mike Millard. I think you're talking about Mike Millard.
Yeah, there was usually a piano in the keyboard in the background or something. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. He was from somewhere towards the Western States anyway.
Yeah, we do need some retreads. We have some people that used to be in here regularly under Rusty that don't come in on a consistent basis. I remember Terry Forbes and Daryl up there in Canada. Daryl?
Yeah, Daryl's been pretty busy with all kinds of other stuff, though. We haven't even seen him around the club this year.
And there are probably many others. I just can't remember them all, but there were a lot of people that that used to come in and don't come in, and that's okay. Life is like that. Hey, Brendan, thanks for coming in, Brendan. Appreciate that very much.
If you look at it like right now, the amount of people that are actually well invested into this hobby, if we don't build a little bit on it, we can just assume that it's going to be revolutions somewhere, and that there'll be a couple of other planes, and that'll be about it. I was thinking about that this morning when I was trying to sleep, afraid of dying and trying to sleep. My goodness. So anyway, but the situation is that there's a lot of designs. Each of us have committed to paper in one way or another, but how many of you actually finished one and got it ready to go? Now, I haven't, and not in a long time. There's a lot of designs that I've worked on, and these are going to be lost. Not because they're anything that I did or any greatness on my part. It's just they're going to be lost. And we also got to come up with a way of publishing these things so that they're in publishment for the good of all of us. I hate to see the loss of designs that are going to be possible, but it'll happen, and we'll get through it. But sooner or later, we got to start looking at it. My 3 words.
Well, John, there was talk a year or two ago about doing something along these lines on Stunthangar, but that was about the same time as the Pampa publishing through Stunthangar fiasco happened, and nothing ever came of it. They just said, "Oh well, there's Hip Pocket and there's whatever over in England and this," but the average person, we need a central source with a directory to cite to the plans, at least, even if they do go onto these other sites. And some of them are difficult to download for some people.
You're absolutely right on that. And some of them are difficult to download. I like downloading all of mine to PDFs because I can control the parts and set it up so that the PDFs are available. If the PDFs are available properly done, the entire aircraft is available. you know, I'm getting ready to try to find where I've got it stashed away. That's Gordon Delaney's Gordon Delaney's SV. No, it's not an SV. His Pathfinder Ellie, which is one of the finest flying airplanes I ever had my hands on. And so, it's a matter of looking them up and get them. If nothing else, we need to take a long, hard look at what we got available, and whether we make them available through Pampa or through whatever, it needs to be done. I'll get off my soapbox now.
Well, actually, don't get off the soapbox quite yet, John, because that's very valid. You're saying PDFs and easily downloaded. Like, what the heck is that site in England that everyone uses or talks about?
Outer Zone.
Anyway, I've never been able to successfully get anything to download off that, but Hip Pockets out of Canada here, I think it is. Some guys have said they've had problems doing it, but I've had zero problems with theirs, and they're all PDFs. Take it down to Staples and have it printed onto a plan for $12. Big deal.
Like you, I've had zero problems with them. And I really just, maybe somebody needs to step in with them and make a concerted effort to get these designs in a form that we can use.
Yeah, because one of them for it was one of Ted Fancher's designs. Anyway, the PDF was only 8.5 by 11. It wasn't as the full size.
Right.
But the guy at Staples, we just kept clicking up until the wheel was 2 inches. The spinner was right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Print. And that was the imitation. And it just printed out 8.5 by 11. But the guy knew what he was doing in Staples, and no problem at all. In a few minutes, I had a plan printed that was right.
Sometimes they got a little scale there too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little black and white checks.
The important thing in my mind is that we don't denigrate that somebody is offering this for free anymore, because there's no magazines that are publishing any longer. There's no there's no performance there. Like, for instance, Fancher's plane, excellent airplane. It was almost lost. It was managed to be saved, and it's going to be saved. What you need to do, like what I do when I see one I don't have, I make a download on it and make sure that I have it ready to go when it's available. And then I have sheets of drawings on that. And that's, I guess, the bottom line is make it your own personal project to make these available, because it's going to be a shame to lose them all. And the thing is, you've got plenty of that we're going to lose if we're not careful. And we need to, in my opinion, we need to really take a long, hard look. We need to take a look at some that aren't so well known, some that are, the Moby Dick, Fancher's Moby Dick. That was an interesting airplane. Had quite a race going behind it, and was actually a very strong airplane in its day.
I never even heard of Moby Dick, that airplane by Ted Fancher.
Oh yeah.
Never even heard of it. First I've heard of it.
I've heard the name, but I've never seen what it is.
He had several designs that were well worth looking at and were well worth documenting. I mean, let's face it, we've had some of the best designers over the years, people who really did a good job and made sure that the kits were available, that the plans were available. And so, I mean, those of us that are standing here today working on our own designs or we're working on it. How many know that the design for the what do they call it? French's design. But how many know or are aware of how long that's been around and the availability of having it, how it became the purple people eater, we used to call it.
Are you talking about the Trivia Pursuit?
Yeah, the purple fawn scum.
Hey, Howard, welcome back.
Hi, Howard.
John, do you know if Al ever had plans available? I doubt it, but or if they were saved or whatnot for his Hornet that he never actually flew, because he was saying, lack of retracts and all that back when. But that would have been a fascinating design.
Oh yeah, and it's not too late to resurrect those. I mean, just Gordon's too much. What Bruce has done there in the Prairie area. It's an outstanding airplane. It really looks good. Does a great job. There's so much available.
Yeah, something else I started speaking of Al, but I started a thread on a year or two ago, well, just after he died, to see if anyone has given consideration to maybe his surviving sea fury to be put into the AMA museum or some sort of recognition instead of just hung on a wall somewhere to be forgotten about. Yeah, and that went absolutely nowhere, zero interest.
I know. That's the problem, is somebody has to be willing to build it and put out the money and the time and the effort to build it. That's the bottom line.
Because he still had one of his Sea Furies, but it had a busted up canopy on it.
Yeah.
It was mostly intact though, or even as it was, it would have been fine. I mean, that was, to me, it was the museum. That was last flight. I mean, a 2-time Nats winner and Walker Cup is deserving of being preserved. Notwithstanding the contributions that particular airplane did to the control line stunt, especially the semi-scale side of it.
Oh yeah, there's so much.
What plane you talking? Santa Claus. Big John, how are you?
I'm doing fine. You've been good.
Santa Claus.
I can't say that now.
Oh,
but I'm glad to see you back.
You've been better than normal?
Yeah, I've been trying to do that. Did you get my card?
I did, thank you.
You're quite welcome. You are quite welcome.
Look at these.
I see your putty cats are both in the screen tonight.
Yeah, this one here thinks he should be bigger into the screen.
What is this? John, Charles got a microphone now?
Yeah, this the white part I've had for over a year, but it wasn't close to my mouth. It was on the desk, and I couldn't get it any closer, so I needed a stand to bring it closer.
Lord!
Anyways,
he's just trying to be like Sparky when he was doing those interviews with Bob Hunt and all that stuff.
That's right. That's right. I remember Sparky doing that.
You know what he reminded me of though? When he first flashed on the screen, first thing went through my mind was WKRP in Cincinnati.
Oh yes, I remember that TV show.
But no Lonnie.
Too bad about Lonnie. Oh my goodness.
Give me a chance to speak for Marcel Legrand. He wants to extend greetings to John. He says, "Evening, Charles and Stunthangar team." He says, "Hi, John. So good to see you are back with us again. We've been praying for you and Sparky, mate."
Thank you so much, Marcel. I wondered how you've been doing. Have you got that twin flying yet? How's the new twin coming along? I'm just anxious to get word on what your projects are there, Marcel.
Several of us are. Your building is incredible.
Absolutely.
Charles, I have a demonstration now that Philip's here.
Oh, fantastic. Let me make you big. And
no, don't make me big yet. I gotta go out to the shop and see if I have an internet connection out there. I'll show a Tut and bycast working. I finished Phillips bycast.
Oh, fantastic. That's great news. And thank you very much. I did get the email, Howard. Thank you so much for the
And I got a Tut today from Tom. He got away for it.
yeah, Tom had company, so he had to go, but I'm sure he appreciates your recognition of it.
I didn't get mine yet, but I'm waiting. I did get the book though. It was emailed, and I printed that off. And I want to tell you, anything that needs, I don't remember how many it is, 24, 27 something pages, 20 pages of instructions. I'm scared. Color me scared. That's a lot of instruction.
Did I send you the which ones you need to pay attention to email?
No.
Okay, I'll do that. And it has bycast stuff in it.
Oh, okay. Okay, that'd be cool.
And a blow by blow of how to program the thing that I made for arrestees, so it has the values for his and that, not universal.
It works, obviously.
Yeah, it works.
Orestes has done rather well with it.
Oh no, he doesn't have it yet, or
okay.
There, so. He's done well without it. Now maybe we can send him back so the rest of us can have a chance.
Yeah.
Set him back so the process have a chance.
If he gets better with it than he's doing without it, I don't know what we're going to do with it.
Oh yeah.
Lordy.
Yeah, I love him too.
John, you feeling pretty good, or you just barely making it?
Just barely making it right now.
Yeah, just keep doing that.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm feeling pretty good considering the shape I was in. But it's one of those things. It's a daily struggle. Like I'm ready. I'm ready. They told me I'd be wanting to sleep a lot. I slept almost 24 hours a day for 2 weeks.
Yeah. We just had, wife and I've had the bronchitis bug that's been going on. It's really post-nasal drip, and it just gives you, you cough a lot, but it's just all in your head. It's a head cold. Yeah. And that thing about drove us crazy for 3 or 4 weeks. So if you got COVID, I don't even want to think about that.
Not only did I get the COVID, I got pneumonia.
Oh, Lord. You be double careful.
Yeah,
I lost my dad to that crap.
Hi, Mike.
Michael.
Hey, Mike Lonke, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, John. Very good to see you, my friend. I was.
Good to see you too, my friend.
Yeah, you still sound. Your voice sounds a little weak, but great to see you. You should take it easy and try not to talk so much tonight.
I'll try not to.
Yeah, well, not because I don't want to hear you talk. I just don't want you to overexert yourself. I've been watching on YouTube for the last hour, so just.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
Glad to see you back in your house. That makes me very happy to see you back in your home.
Me too.
Yeah. Looks like your kitties are happy to see you.
Yeah.
I think they are. They missed me.
Yeah.
I sent you an email a few hours ago, John, politely ordering you to relax. Take it easy.
Yeah. By the way, wait a minute. Let me get my paperwork right here. See what day this. I sent some more pictures out and for the calendar and to Gary, and they were sent yesterday, according to notes. Sent them yesterday, and I noticed tonight that they were not delivered. So I'm going to try again in the morning to put some more with it. I've got another airplane I'm going to add. Try to get it.
Yeah. Huh? I haven't got on there yet because I just had an operation. So
Yeah, I heard you was getting your shoulder work done.
So I'll have to.
Gary, when you do get on there, let me know if you got the forwarded pictures from Al Ferraro. Al sent me some pictures.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah,
you got the one from Al. Okay. Yeah. All right. Good.
Well, I got some more coming at you that I hope I look a little better in. I don't know, but I've got one more airplane.
We'll fix it.
I built a plane way back when, a Tucker Special, Jameson Special, that has not been flown very much at all, and it looks like new. So I thought, what the heck, I'll throw that in there and just have 3 for next year, because I do intend to fly it next year in old time. So it'll be fun anyway. I think the plane's 10 years old. It's got about 12 flights on it.
Well, get with the program, Phil.
Yeah.
Well. What can I say? That's during the time my wife was sick, and I just didn't care much about fishing, flying, or anything else. So,
understood.
It still looks new. So that's one good thing. But except one side of it is very dusty, and the other side of it's clean. Other than that, it looks real good.
It sounds like a bunch of my airplanes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, the thing is, this one's one of the best flying planes I've ever built, but I just hadn't had a chance to fly the thing very much. But we will. This coming summer, we're gonna fly it. I'm hoping to go to the Nats with it. It's just a shame there's no appearance judging in old time, but because I think this one could open some eyeballs. It really turned out pretty.
Is it a not all American?
No, Jameson Special.
Can you go to the?
Hi, Mary Lou.
Bud Jameson Special, or Nat's favorite, they call it.
Okay.
But it's a pretty thing.
I don't know if we want appearance judging for old timers, would it? Because a lot of us getting gray haired and hair falling out. I don't know if we want to be judged.
Well, just the airplane, not us. I tell you what, that brings up that opens a can of worms we don't want to get into.
Hey, well, Howard's setting up. Can I just give you guys that live up north a little bit of a deck tip that's handy and cheap?
Sure.
These snow sliders that you get, these plastic snow sliders, $4 at the dollar store. Absolutely fantastic for doing glue ups on.
Really?
Yeah, real slippery plastic, and I've used them for not for model building, but I suppose it worked for that. But in cabinet work, I'd use them for making templates and stuff too, because they're so damn cheap and easy to cut out with scissors.
But our dollar stores don't have stuff like that, or I'd pick up a bunch of them.
Yeah, I don't think we'd find it in sunny California also.
No, probably not.
California don't even have snow. You wouldn't know what to do with it if you had it.
They could be grass sliders.
Those guys have 70-degree weather in the middle of December. Wait a minute, we're having that too. Never mind.
We're not.
We had 71 degrees today. We went fishing in our t-shirts. Well, in our shirts.
Hit 30 below overnight.
Oh Lord, no.
Now that was Celsius, so that's only about maybe 15 below you guys, 20 below you guys.
Wow.
Only 20. I think the coldest I ever remember.
Yeah,
I was in Buffalo, New York, and it hit 30 degrees below zero. The next morning, I went out and cranked up my rental car. It barely started, but when I pulled the headlights on, both the filaments popped just that quick.
You can pull the spool up over here.
They told me I should let the motor warm up longer. I said it'd been running for 45 minutes.
Hey, you guys, I got a reminder from our chat. They said they'd like to hear about your control line flying. So let's try to get back to control line flying. Thank you, George Bernard. He says, I'd like to hear about your control line flying.
Well, we went.
I just gave a tip about gluing up stuff for model building.
As they come, I'm just sharing with. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what the message
he's
said.
Gonna play the messenger card.
Sure, bro.
He's gonna play the messenger card.
So I did something today.
All right.
The SR-71 speed check. The Cessna twin bow.
Yeah.
F-18, SR-71 ground speed with the power. You ever heard
Right.
that podcast?
Are you talking to us, Mike, or someone else? Mike Lonky. There we go.
I'm sorry. I was speaking to Chris about a podcast about model airplanes. But yeah, go ahead.
All right, I got something I want to ask about. So I'm going to be hopefully building a Fanterized Twister, a couple of them here over the
Ooh,
winter.
all right.
A couple things. So I wanted to ask about the rods for the wing jig. I've heard before about waxing them so that the CA doesn't stick to the ribs and whatnot, and to the rods. Wax wise, what is it I'm looking for to buy out there? I don't know anything about wax. So.
You can use a bar soap.
Anything.
All you're doing is
whatever. It
making
doesn't
sure the
matter.
rod is not porous. Just a bar soap's fine. Take a bar soap and rub on it, and then take a rag and rub it in good. And you're going to wipe most of the wax off, but you're going to rub some into the pores and seal the pores of the aluminum. That's all you're trying to do.
If
Now
you
what-
got liquid
now what,
floor wax there, anything, it doesn't matter.
You don't need car wax, just a bar soap.
Now, what Wendy Winowski used to say, Brendan, was to use wax with carnauba in it. So
Yeah,
I don't know if that's overkill, but that's what Wendy Winowski would advocate.
That's what Wendy would do, but I've always just used a bar of ivory soap, and it does just beautiful. I've never had one stick.
I also know that you're supposed to have a really flat surface, so I assumed I found, I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah.
Glass,
Yeah.
probably about 3/8 thick.
Oh, good.
That ought to work. That ought to
think
work.
That would be helpful because I did build a what was that, a lightning streak before, and I built it right over the plans, and the plans got all glued to it at various points. So I figure if I can put the plans right under the glass, then that would be a way of protecting the plans, but also being able to build right on top of it and see what I'm doing. Does that sound about right?
That's right.
It does.
Now,
That
as
sounds
far
right.
as it goes, if you're using rods for super flat, that's easy because your building surface doesn't have to be perfect. Your rods have to be.
Your rods have to be.
So shim your blocks that your rods are on with playing cards or paper or whatever, and glue them all down to your glass, and check it with a really tight wire or something across it, or a good straight edge of that length, and make sure that your rods are dead straight and parallel to each other.
Okay.
And you can check for parallel easy with your eyeballs. It's called winding sticks, like we do in cabinet making. And just lower your eyeballs down until you're looking at the front rod. And if the back rod is perfectly level with that, then you don't have any twist. If it isn't, fix it.
Okay. No, I track you on that. I'm following. Good to
Yeah,
know.
it's easy.
All right. Well, that's something Angstrom and I'll be getting into. Another thing I was going to ask about. So I got a new motor, and we flew it the last couple of days, and it's getting better results than I was previously getting. But with the design of that motor, instead of kind of screwing on the part that the prop goes onto that's got the threads, instead it has one of those compression screws that goes on the shaft. And I was using that, and it seemed to be just fine, but I'm a little wary of putting a compression screw on something that's so smooth, that shaft. So I don't know if there's if it's just naturally okay, or if I should rough that up with some sandpaper or whatnot. For the people who've run into those electric motors, I don't know if people have thoughts on that, but makes me a little nervous.
I've just run them straight. I've just run it straight. It works. In fact, once it takes a set, you'll have a hard time getting the darn thing off.
Okay.
But it will scare you the first few times. You have to learn to trust it, but make sure your prop is tight. I mean, don't halfway do something. Really torque the sucker down.
I mean, do you think that roughing it up a little bit with some sandpaper would be a bad idea?
No, it wouldn't be a bad idea. It wouldn't be a bad idea, but just make sure that the dust or whatever doesn't go in them. Hold the motor up and down here, so the stuff will fall down. Don't let it fall in the motor. That wouldn't be good.
Except you got magnets in the motor, it'll go off.
Right.
Yeah, that's the problem. That could be a problem. As Tran said one time, put it in a plastic bag and poke a hole through the side of the bag and then hold it tight and do that way. That might work.
Okay.
You don't need to do it.
Don't do it.
In a Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
Just use a Ziploc bag. Put a little tiny hole in it, right? Shove the shaft of the mower through the little hole. Zip the other side so there's nothing that's going to go in your motor.
Okay.
Yeah. I just don't do it because I've never had a problem with it. The Noblers like that, they never had a problem. So it's
I don't know anybody else's. Let's see if no, I don't think so. It's not a problem.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with it.
You know, Brendan, in machining on machines, like I've worked on lathes and mills. A lot of it's done with collets, which is the same kind of. I mean, they have a drawbar.
Collets, what he's talking about.
That's what it is. That's what it
is.
Collets.
So collets can really fit really well. You know, like Peter, like Phil said, just make sure you tighten it up really tight. And it is a little unnerving when I was first, looking at that. I was a little bit concerned about it too, but I've gained in confidence in it. But yeah, it is a little bit different because we're so used to tighten nuts on threads, and then putting the collar on that smooth surface. But it can get super tight, where it won't slip off.
Okay.
Well, the other problem too is if you rough off that shaft, and after you tighten up the prop on the shaft, if you rather take it off, it'll make it more difficult to get off, wouldn't it? Because you're no longer working with a smooth surface.
I don't think it's necessary. I mean, we use that smooth surface all the time, and we are holding cutting tools in our CNC machines that spin at thousands RPMs, and they cut steel with them. So, and they're not coming loose. It's the same principle. Yeah. So I wouldn't worry much about it.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon.
Yes.
If that 10-pole motor that you don't want.
Yes.
If that's a Plattenberg, I'll give you $10-20 for it.
No, it's an Exceed rocket motor is what it's called. But yeah, I got some other.
Okay, I'm not familiar with it.
I got something else now. It's got 14 magnets. I think it's a 790 kV now, and it's giving me a lot better range and what I'm looking for. So I'm pretty excited that finally got something that seems to be working.
Hey, Lynn Burrell. Thank you for coming in, Lynn.
Good to see you.
Lynn.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Lynn.
Hey, how's it going?
Cold.
Doing well.
Good.
Yeah, chilly out there.
John, how are you feeling?
Chilly out there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm feeling well, Len.
Good. I'm glad to hear, buddy.
Thank you.
Me too.
Thank you, guys.
So I'm working on my vector right now. This is my full around project, right?
Right.
So last week, as you know, I just worked on this battery compartment here.
Right.
Which right now is finished.
Cool.
You can see the blocks in there that's going to stop the battery from going any deeper. And actually the battery is going to rest on top of them. They're the same on this side.
Very good.
Looks good.
Yeah, can you see that?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah.
So they're on both
What do you need a
sides.
battery for a Fox 35 for?
Yeah, it's and I put my Fox 35 in there. Everything looks good. Right now I'm going to just build a bunch of blocks in this area and on the back side, just to beef up this joint, the joint that's in here, right?
Cool.
And after that I need to I already have my shells prepped and ready to go, so
cool.
Just like this.
Nice.
So today I spent maybe an hour and a half And
that looks good, by the way.
And I did all of this stuff.
That looks good.
Yeah.
So
Really good.
So the only thing that I want to mention here is that those are the original panels that you see, the formers. But what I've done in addition to that, I added this zigzagging bracelet, which will stop it from squeezing and is going to give it a lot of rigidity torsionally. So it's not going to twist like that and be flimsy and stuff like that, which is typical of we have two sides and you have just the formers like this and no geodesic construction in it. If you put your formers like this, then you have it. It's built into it, right? You don't need anything else. But because these formers are like that, you have a box that's open on both sides. You can twist it all you want, right? But you take the same box and put some diagonals on top and the bottom, and you are rigid now. So this kind of the idea that I'm going for here. And for the sake of simplicity, what I've done is like when it was like this horizontal, I started with the cross braces on the bottom, as you can see there on the other side of the.
Okay. Yeah, I see that.
So and on the top, just obviously they're sitting on the top. The only reason for that is that I just didn't want to mess around with flipping this upside down, realign, go nuts and stuff like that. And I said, since it's like this and I know it's a line, it's straight, then I just put them in there. And it's pretty simple because all I've done, I just took an X-Acto knife, I cut the piece, I just stab it like this. So now you can handle it. What is that? Let me check it. All right, let's say using this piece, right? So you cut your piece first like that, make sure it's right. And you can sand it off, whatever. And you can just see if it's gonna fit. And then all I did is just I went like this. I just put a couple of drops of this on the end and I go inside, rotate and just drop it in position, just like that. Chick, chick, boom. And that's all. I mean, and in all honesty, I mean, you don't have to be perfect, but as long as you have this zigzagging pattern in there, it's just good to go. And it's so 1/16 by 1/4-inch balsa wood for these pieces. And I don't think they add much of anything to the overall weight of the plane. But basically, this fuselage is ready to right now to receive the blocks. But that being said, before I do anything, I want to build up this area.
Now, is it an illusion, Tryon? It looks like some of the cross wood was touching the longerons, but not touching the fuselage sides. Is that an illusion, or was that deliberate?
Come again?
Some of the geodetic, the crossing members aren't touching the fuselage sides. I see them touching the longerons, but not the actual side of the fuselage. Maybe it was an optical illusion, but I thought they weren't touching the few sides.
Can you see better now? You want me to get a different angle, or?
Yeah, do a little bit different angle because.
So what I've done, and I did this in purpose. I didn't go all the way to the outside.
Oh, that's what I saw. Why not?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I have my top block that's going to go in there.
Okay. Okay. I just know if I saw what I thought I was seeing. I saw that they weren't touching.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So my top block is going to go like this. Something like that.
And I saw that you reversed the direction top and bottom, which is really good for rigidity.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that. So as you can see, this molded shells, they're in the same position as they were, like, I don't know, when I made the a few months ago. I mean, there was a few good months ago. I think it's
absolutely, a few good months ago,
4
absolutely.
months ago. And look at it, it's still in the same shape.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
It never lost shape.
Nice.
So this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying you can do this for the whole fuselage side. You have just 2 shells, you have a fuselage.
Done.
Simple. And if it's like a cigarette kind of shape, like an Avenger, a Spitfire, you name it, right? It's very easy to do. And even this way, what happens here, and this is what another point I was trying to do, to say the other day. You make one mold, right? And you make it plenty deep, right? So you can we can mold this, and it's going to be extended, can be deeper than that, right? And by taking your mold and lifting one end or the other end, or maybe keep it level, you can achieve different thicknesses here, right? And when it comes time to put it on a plane, you can always work with it a little bit, right?
Right.
Bring it in or bring it out a little.
Like that, open it up a little bit, and it's not going to hurt anything. And another thing you can do is, after you do that, you can take this, and actually this is what I'm going to do on mine. I'm going to go like this and forward until I find a good spot. And this is about as good as it's going to get right here. As you can see, just pretty much
right
holds itself. I'm not holding anything. And obviously it's not good. But you can slide it back and forth and find a better spot. And if it's a little bit big like this, you can just push it in. As you
Are you going to put formers on top?
I'm sorry? No.
Are you going to put formers in there?
No. I'm not going to use any. It really doesn't need, because all my rigidity, the torsional rigidity, comes from this. This is just for shape.
Yep.
That's all it does. And another thing that it does, actually, it actually bridges over here. So when I'm going to remove this piece here, the balsa wood, which are actually the stringers, right? When I'm going to remove this, then I'm going to glue my elevator on a bottom here and on the top of this underneath the block. And that's the kind of cool, about it, because like say I had a wider fuselage, well, I just move it backwards, right? And I'm using this portion of it, right? If you have a narrow fuselage, then you move it forward and then use this part of it. And you can trim this off to whatever size, whatever shape you desire to have. So that's kind of the cool part of molding the shells. And you make one mold one time, as long as it's in a ballpark and is deep enough, so it kind of covers everything that you will ever produce, have enough thickness here, enough thickness on the back, so you can make a deeper shell, a shallower shell, and then by cutting from the front, cutting from the back, or somewhere in between, you can pretty much use the same mold for just about any plane you make. And most planes, by the way, most planes have a set width, like from here to here, because most motors have the same width, the same engine crotch, and stuff like that. I bet you if you look at the plans of the Vector here and you measure this here,
right,
I bet you pretty much the same. It's on ISV 11 on a 60 size.
2.5 inches.
Just, am I wrong, or I'm not very sure, because I don't have I see motors in my hand right now, but from what I remember, they were just similar-ish.
Well,
it's going to be within a quarter of an inch.
Yeah,
within a quarter of an inch. I agree.
So you can spread it out or squish it in, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you can do quarter inch easily, right? And exactly, and this took me. You saw how much time it took me to do one, right? I mean, it doesn't take much time. You just do it one time, leave it overnight to cure, and next day just take the Band-Aids off, take your X-Acto knife and put it on a block. Did I show you that? I think I showed you that, right?
Yes, you showed me that.
Yeah,
good technique.
And you can shim the mold. I mean, you can lift the top, the front up, so you get a bigger thickness over here, and less thick over here. You can leave it level, so you have a horizontal top, and this will never give you the starving horse look. Never.
Yeah.
And I, if you put formers inside of it, I don't think even that is going to give you a starving horse look.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I can show you.
So hang on a second. Let me catch up with the chat box. I have a comment from Daryl Wirtz. He says, "Been building a Brodak Cardinal, John. Every time I look at the plans, I see your name on it. Been thinking of you every day." And then Matthew, I can't say your last name, Matthew. I like the way this guy thinks. Simplicity. Yes, Tryon. He has a great mind. He thinks things in a simple way. Things that are complicated, he makes it simple. And I agree, Matthew. Anyways, hey, I know that I have you in the holster, Howard. I know you want to do a show and tell as well. So we'll do you next after Tryon finishes. So Tryon, let us know when Howard can do his demo.
So this is gonna be the bottom block. I just wanted to show you.
All right.
As this is very close.
Same idea.
Same idea. Same thing. Yeah. And again, you can make a bottom block for just about. Again, the same idea applies, right? Because if you look at most of the planes, they kind of go parallel from the nose to behind the wing, and then they taper in, right?
Yeah, that's pretty typical.
And even if you have you can take this or mold just two halves if you want to. If you have a fuselage that kind of bends like this, right? Make two pieces. I mean, who cares? And then join them together and sand them a little bit. Done. But still, you can do everything with one mold, one longer mold. And well, that's all I want to say. Maybe another trick is like these are 1, 2, 3 blocks. You can go to Harbor Freight and probably buy them, or there are some sites that they sell this 1, 2, 3 blocks. And this is what I've used to hold my stuff straight up, right? You can get a couple of sets like this. So what I did, it's pretty simple, All I did, I just drew a center line here, and I drew 2 lines on the outside, and I took my fuselage and I just put it on the top of my table, right, like this.
Right.
And I got a jug of something, and I just, kind of hold it in place. So this kind of holds it for me. When I look left and right, make sure I'm aligned here. So I made sure I'm aligned. I'm between my lines.
Right.
And then I used the 1, 2, 3 blocks. So I took my first former and in position. I just took my 1, 2, 3 blocks like this. I mean, these guys are within. We are talking here 1/1000 of an inch on a squareness, if you can imagine that. So
yeah, I've never seen those 1, 2, 3 blocks. I have to look for them. You say Harbor Freight, huh?
Buy some too. You can get them with holes and taps that you can stack them together and whatnot too.
Yeah,
I have to look for those guys.
Exactly,
I like those. That's pretty neat.
So what I've done, I just kind of go like this, and you guys squeeze them in, and I look at my center line. I put the center line on my on the top of in the center of my rib, right?
Right.
And I align my center line, and then I took the CA. I just put one bead of glue. And actually, it's a thin CA, so you give it one drop, and it's gonna go all the way to the bottom.
Right.
And it's super simple. And then what I've done is just move them over to the next station.
That is very cool, Tryon. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and it took me like an hour to do this whole thing.
Tryon, something else similar that's real handy is these little magnetic welding blocks. You get them at Harbor Freight and stuff for really cheap. So if you got a steel welding table, that's great. Or just take a piece of metal, stick them to it, set it down on your table. And this is the small ones. You get big ones too.
Yeah.
So the very
I
similar
only
to
have
the 1,
this
2,
wood
3
table,
blocks.
so I had to deal with the situation. Yeah. Anything is gonna work. I mean, you have to adapt it to your own situation, right? If you have a steel flat table, then use those magnetic ones. Fine, you know, it's perfectly fine. If you have a wood table, then maybe something like this with some weight, their own weight, the weight alone, they sit over there and just slide them over, and they're gonna hold things in place. It's there's so many ways. There are fuselage jigs and whatever.
Yeah, like I made one of those fancy sliding block jigs and all that too. So it's nice to have, but on small projects, sometimes it's not worth the effort to dig out. Just grab whatever's handy and use it.
Yeah, exactly. So I had this guy's handy, and it took me an hour or so to get from what you saw before, just the two sides that were empty, nothing in there, to this point. And I think that's pretty quick,
All right, go Howard.
Hey, Steve. Hey, thanks for coming in, Steve.
I still use Tryon's method for trimming the shell while it's on the mold. He published that on Stunthangar like many years ago, maybe on the preacher's board.
Hey, if it makes your life easier, I'm happy I could help.
Yeah.
So
I tried it, but when I did that, it cut all my wrap all the hell.
It cut your what?
The wrap. You know how you wrap your molds up?
Yeah.
I tried to cut mine on the mold, and it just cut my wrap.
Well, genius, have to unwrap it first.
It was a joke.
Yeah. You gotta keep your fingers out too.
It was a joke.
It was a joke. Let's see that timer, because I got mine here, and I want to see how all this is going to work.
All right. I'll show you the deal. Let me. I'm having connection trouble, so it may drop out.
Yeah, it says your network bandwidth is low.
Well, here I have a bypass.
Oh, shit.
Howard, you might want to move closer to your internet or to your router.
I think he's gone.
I know this much. I've been asleep for the last half hour.
That's good for you.
I just slept for the last half hour.
Well, guys, I'll tell you.
You mean I was that boring?
No, you were not.
You weren't boring at all. I'm just tired. I'm wiped out. No, it was. I missed some good stuff, I'm sure.
Well, you can always watch the replay.
Yeah, I will.
I'll watch the replay. God bless you all. I'm going to bed.
All right, John. Thanks for coming in. I know lots of people are happy. And by the way, John, I'm sure Brent Williams is saying this to you too. He says, "Hi, guys."
Hey, John. Good night, buddy. Take care of yourself. Good to see you back here again. Take care.
I'll be wearing the Santa hat next Friday. So
fantastic.
All right. We'll look forward to it.
You guys be good and be careful.
We will.
You too,
thank you, John. Thanks for coming in. And tell Diane I said thank you very much for helping you get into the show tonight. So let Diane know. Really appreciate it.
I would not been able to do it without her.
Yes, absolutely. It's that fog, and you'll get through this fog, and won't need any help in the future.
Yeah.
And guys, next Friday night we got to have a glass of eggnog ready for to tip toast to John and
Oh,
Sam.
you know what? Yeah, we should definitely do some toasting. Hey, Mike Lonke, your hand is up. Did you still want to ask a question, Mike, or should I take your hand down?
Well, no, I wasn't. I just wanted to show Howard and Steve.
Hi, Dennis. By the way,
I got some more goodies in the mail this week.
Let me make you big.
What? I got.
Mike,
he's already big.
Slowly getting there. Got the badass motor, right?
Badass.
Got the badass.
Badass.
And I was pretty surprised that has all the power of like a 60, right?
Wow.
That's crazy.
What'll you run? What is it?
3515 710 kV, which is what I was told by the powers that be. The other thing, I think you already know, I got the props in, so the props are there, and then the jetty box showed up today, so I got my jetty box. I got my adapter for the motor. Of course, I've already got a couple of bycasts from that crazy guy on the West Coast. I got my tut timers from the guy that lives at the North Pole. The only thing I'm waiting on is my Igor timer and my Igor ESC, which got shipped Tuesday. Last time we talked. Yeah. So they're on the way, and I will have all the components to try to put this Uzbekistani airplane together. I'll have everything ready. So.
Okay, I can. I dropped out, but I'm back. I can go ahead with it.
All right.
Now this stuff.
All right, go ahead, Howard.
So,
Uh-oh.
thing Eliza likes to tell you that charge status, and when it's above 2460 or so, it turns a green light on. Now, I'll go through a run, not the whole thing because we get bored. But here we have the Igor timer, and here's a tut. Igor timer goes to the tut, and the tut's hooked up to the bycast, the thing with the lights on it. And this doodad over here is what the pulse the sequence.
Hey, Howard, you have really bad or low bandwidth, Howard. Your network is really low. You might need to move maybe to a different part of your house.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but the video is compromised because of your low bandwidth.
Oh, all right. Well, now what do we do? I could try a different system.
Oops.
Did we lose it?
No, we still hear you.
Okay, here I am. Don't have another one available, so I can deal with this one. I could switch to it. If you can't see the video, I can switch to a different.
We got it now.
Starfire. Got it?
What?
Yeah, now you're coming through, Howard.
Okay, let me start over again. Turn on the sequence, and you see the pulse width is about 1,000 microseconds. What's that? One millisecond. So this is idling, and this goes this way for 40 seconds. And this is Yeah, talk among yourselves till we get to 40 seconds. There it goes. Then
it just went to full throttle.
Failed anyhow. The pulse width went up to the takeoff setting, and now it's in the cruise setting. It turns off the light so it doesn't annoy the judges during cruise, the battery status light. And if the Igor thing becomes disconnected or you don't plug it in, then the red light comes on to tell you that you forgot to plug in the Igor thing or it's failed. And the pulse width drops. The pulse width stays about the same because the TUT is a backup for the Igor. You don't get the active timer function, but you get a constant RPM if the Igor thing fails. That's about it. If you could wait around for 5 minutes and see the cutoff loop arm. The green light comes on then, but it's too hard to rotate the TUT to do a cutoff loop on the bench.
Yeah,
not much
right
to
there
see.
it would be.
Anyhow, I'll send this off to you, Phil.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Hey, Howard, can you use a TUT timer? Can you use the TUT timer by itself? Say if you just want to use it as a regular timer, or do you have still have the bycast and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and it'll do the slow takeoff and the loop kill. It won't suppress the light during the rest of the pattern, so the light will stay on.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, because I thought about just trying this as a regular timer.
Yeah.
And because it hooks to the jetty box and it'll make it fast to increase RPMs or time or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm gonna try it as that too. But
I'm wondering, will it work with a Ferretti timer? Or
It
however you
should.
say that.
We don't know.
We don't know. Well, we might
Who was
find
it
out.
was interested in that? Somebody was interested in that. Oh, John Paris.
Yeah.
Ask him.
I mean, it shouldn't be any problem with that. I mean, if the TUT is sending a output an output just like a regular servo, you know, and from what I understand, the TUT is it's overriding the Igor for the takeoff and end of the program, and in the middle of the program, the flight time, it's just a relay. Takes the information from the Igor and sends it to the ESC, basically.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Well, you'd think it. That's what I suggested, but Tim, instead of using or having a relay in there, passes it through electronically and reproduces the signal somehow. I don't know how he does, but
it's copy and paste basically. The fast copy and paste the fast way, right?
Yeah, copy and paste electronically somehow.
Yeah.
So will that work with a Fiorati? I think maybe the biggest problem you'd have is how you initialize the Fiorati. How do you start the Fiorati? Does it come on as soon as you apply power to it, or
no? You push a button.
Yeah,
you push a button.
You probably do the same thing that you do with the Igor right now. Probably set the Fiorati to a very short delay, like 10 seconds or something like that, and a very long flight time, like 10 minutes or so.
So I wouldn't go that far. Maybe 7.
But I don't know how the TUT. I mean, when at the end of the flight, TUT takes over, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's no
Now,
the signal that comes from the timer doesn't mean anything at that point.
Well, I don't know. The initialization, the Igor timer starts its sequence as soon as it's powered up, just like the time. So if Fiorati, if it has a switch on it, it might be different. You're on your own there. I don't care.
He doesn't run it for ready. Fiorati, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You guys can figure it out.
Yeah.
Just like,
Well, we got some time to play.
Hey, John Paris wants to know.
Suggesting the other day that.
Go ahead.
John Paris wants to know if you can govern the speed with the TUT alone. It'll do that too as a standalone timer, right? You can adjust RPM and stuff.
It puts out a constant RPM signal.
Okay.
And the ESC governs it, but it doesn't have the active function that the Igor does.
Yeah.
That's the addition of it.
John said he got some odd results with the Castle Creation ESC, but he's starting to figure it out. I don't know why John don't get on here and he's relaying messages through me, but and I know he's watching, so he just heard what I said.
Well, I don't know. Use what you want. I'm not much help with other systems.
Yeah, he said that with a Fiorati, you got to coordinate the start. So I don't know.
Yeah.
What that is, I guess.
Yeah.
Once you plug it in, you hit the button real quick. So, but.
Yeah, something to watch out for when you're trying these oddball combinations. If the airplane lands, hold on to the handle for a while and stand there because it might take off again.
Okay.
Make sure somebody's waiting to grab it.
This has happened. I don't remember what I did. I think I set one of the timers for a 1 minute flight and forgot to set the other, and it landed after a minute and then started right up. So, especially if you're using oddball combinations of timers and things, just don't assume that it stopped until someone has a hold of it.
Wow.
Are you still holding the handle there, Howard?
Well, wouldn't it be kind of a little bit smarter to test it on the ground and just stand there for 5 minutes or whatever and see what it does before you actually hook lines to it and try to fly it?
Not in my case. My motor burns up if I run it on the ground. But if you got enough ventilation to your motor, you might try that. You'd fry your battery.
Well, you turn down the RPM a lot or put a real small prop on it. And
sure, go ahead.
Hey, well, Dennis, thanks for coming in, Dennis. I see you holding up your flying lines there with your spider wire, right? Or spectral line, excuse me.
Well, that was it. I was just Lenny's here, isn't he?
He's asleep.
Kinda.
All right.
He's really tired. He's fading.
Well, I just wanted to show off my my Lenny loops there.
Oh wow!
Right.
Wow. How did you make them so small?
Yeah. The other day I got busy.
Lynn Burrell, can you wake up, Lynn Burrell? Lynn Burrell, Denny wants to shame you a little bit.
U.S. to Canada, U.S. to Canada.
Canada's responding. It's Ontario that isn't.
Oh, okay.
Nah, Ontario is a suburb of Detroit. So
Yeah, we figure that too.
yeah. You guys are a suburb of Seattle, right? So
Yeah, we have an Ontario here in California also.
yeah, that's it. No, seriously, the other day I got busy and made up 8 sets of spectral lines and got in a rhythm, just kept cranking them out. And then yesterday I gave 4 of them away because I made some for Wesley and for Larry Fruits.
Oh, I was gonna say I didn't get mine.
Sorry.
Now, what color are you finding, Dennis? Are you finding just green, or did you actually find yellow?
I've got a little bit of everything here. I got the 80-pound Max Quattro. I was able to find.
Okay, that's green, right?
That's green.
Green and yellow. All right.
Yeah.
And then I have some. I got some other stuff. This is called Fins Extra Smooth, Fins XS. I got orange and blue.
Orange and blue.
Yeah.
You're really fancy.
Yeah, that's it. Well, Wes's Aries is orange and blue. I thought that was a nice.
Oh, that is a cool idea to match your airplane.
Yeah, that's it. And then I got some other stuff that's just plain old neon green.
Nice.
But, I don't know, basic. And then this is stuff I got a long time ago. This is just ugly dark brown. I've never seen it anywhere else except the stuff that I got online.
Does that come on that them are other reels. I thought that's what that came on. Wound up on a reel like that.
Dennis, could you be
biggest thing I've been doing is throwing away all my steel lines so I can reclaim the reels. So
can you show us how to make those knots that small?
Mine
are not that small.
No, mine are not that small.
Your loops are. Your loops are beautiful.
Yeah, they're not. You see that?
Oh yeah, okay. That's about the way mine look.
Yeah, and I stopped. I was trying to make them real small and stuff. I got a crochet needle and stuff, and I was trying to make them small and stuff, and I was getting a little bit inconsistent. I decided, since I'm just learning how to do this, I wanted to try to make them as consistent, as I could, and just try to get good knots.
All right, well, tell me this: can we get away with just one loop, or do we need to have it doubled?
You really need to have the double loop for a couple of reasons. It adds durability, I think, at the connection, but it also the knot itself gets stronger with a double line.
Okay.
So, and I've been following it. Have you spent much time messing around on YouTube?
Well, I can.
Yeah, you can get lost on it. Everybody talking about this is the only knot you'll ever need and stuff like that. And this is all basically fishermen talking about the loops that they tie. And the Uni Knot, which is the original one that the AMA recommended, seems to be one of the strongest that you can tie if you tie it with the doubled line, just like they do with the surgeon's knot, the modified surgeon's knot that the combat guys use. The loops.
Yeah.
My problem is I have a devil of a time tying the Uni Knot cleanly. I've been able to do it before, but it's kind of tedious. I did try to use the Palomar. I made up some of the lines for Wes and for Larry. I made those up with eyelets in them. They wanted eyelets for hard point handles, and I thought I wanted to see how those turned out. And that seemed to be pretty good. When you tie a Palomar knot, you automatically, in the process of just tying the Palomar knot normally, you get a double loop around the eyelet, which I think is a pretty good thing. So I don't know, Phil. I think the only, the best answer is just the way you learned how to tie lines in the first place, practice and practice.
Yeah, I think that's the truth.
And, you can use the big line and stuff like that. It's nice and easy to see. But you have to get practiced in doing it with the small line. So,
yeah, I had something most of you are familiar with, the nylon cord that you use for masonry, for pulling level to make a masonry wall. You know, I learned how to tie the stuff on that, and that stuff's utterly a booger to tie because it wants to always go the other way. But anyway, I got where I could tie that, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna get the lines out, and I got them all marked and started trying to tie them, and it don't work the way you think it's going to. But
bring your magnifiers, right?
Yeah.
And like I say, I've got a crochet needle. That's one with the hook on the end.
Yeah,
and
I've got one
a
of those
couple
now.
other little tools. You use like even a small Phillips head screwdriver or an Allen wrench or something like that. Use that to help tie the line. Have a heavy glove handy. That line's thin enough. You start trying to pull it tight. I think you could actually cut your fingers with it. So
I went fishing today and used some, and it went through I got my jig stuck in the toolies, and just gave a good jerk, and it just cut the toolies as pretty as it could be. But the jig was still stuck. I still had to get in there and knock it loose. But it was crazy. It was 70 degrees and overcast here, and a friend of mine said, "Let's go fishing." What the heck? I got no other plans. Let's go. It was fun. Actually, I had plenty to do. I had to come home, and I worked until about 10 minutes before I got on here. So it's been a busy day.
Well, the other thing I guess I learned through this, there's a couple. I tied Power Pro, Max Quattro, the fins, and 2 different sizes of Suffix 832 line.
Yeah, I use a lot of that.
Yeah, the Suffix is really easy to handle. The Power Pro is easy to handle. I wasn't real crazy about working with the fins. It didn't seem wasn't as friendly as I'd like. And I'm gonna I don't think I'll be getting any more of it. Let's put it that way. To see if I can use it.
I don't use it anymore either.
Well, what do you use when you're fishing?
Mostly Suffix.
Okay. Yeah, I like the
Mostly
Suffix. It's got a reputation for being extremely smooth, which is the first reason I ever tried it. But it's when you're tying it and everything like that, it seems to hold its shape real good, and you can tie a real nice knot with it. So
it does, and it holds up real well. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Some of the lines just absolutely give up on you after not long enough, and the Suffix seem to hold up a lot longer than a lot of them. Like I put Suffix on saltwater reels and take them down and fish them this year. I want to get at least 2 years out of them. I mean, since they're not out in the sun or anything, because and I know this is fishing instead of flying, guys, but if it's the same thing, our lines lay out in the sun all day. And if they won't hold up for 2 seasons of fishing, how are they going to hold up for a full season in the sun? They're not in the water. They're not down in the water where they're getting some protection from the UV rays. They're right out there laying on either in your hand or laying on the concrete where they're getting full UV. So I want something that'll hold up. And that's just the way I checked it. It did hold up. The stuff, I've had 17 pound on 3 of my rods for at least 3 years now, and it's still going strong. So I said, well, this stuff works. Let's try it. So that's what I'm using.
What brand is that, Phil?
Suffix. I like the Suffix. I like the Suffix, but the Quattro works well too. I have 2 rolls of that. I have another roll ordered. I ordered some 10 pound to use on the half A's, and I have 60 pound, I think it is, and 100 pound. But I haven't gotten as fancy as Dennis. I don't have 2 different colors. I will have now that I've seen his stuff. I mean, Dennis, you just can't have all these secrets to yourself, brother. I mean,
well, that's it.
So what poundage you guys running on 35s and 35 to 46 and 60 size?
I've got 60 pound, but I think that's overkill, but it's what I could get. It's what I could get. And it's smaller than it's small. It's like 13.5 or 14.2. I can't remember.
And that's what you're running on 35s, is it? Or on 60s?
Yeah. Well, I've got it on 35s and I've got it on 25s. Actually, I fly 25.
Okay.
Flying a Ringmaster on the 25s, and I've got the Humbug is a 32, and they both fly on that, and I've had no problem.
Okay, I've got. I'm going to try. My plan was to go for 80 pound line in place of 18 thousandths applications, and 50 pound line to use in place of 15 thousandths applications. And I have some 40-pound line that used to be in the AMA rule book. That used to be the one that they recommended for half A's. Well, half A's they put on 012. All right, and that's about what that science is. But a 40-pound line is nominally the same strength as an 015 steel. All right, so I got them tied at 58 feet long. I frankly, I built them for the Barnstormer and the All-American and, you know, all the old timers. And, but I'm going to put some other airplanes on it too and see how they hold up. Okay, Robert, can you see that?
That's it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, suffix 832.
Well, I could see that. Suffix 832. Okay.
Yep. And you probably can't see the line. It's an 8-strand. It's an 8-strand construction. That white strand is a special material that they put in there. I forget what they call it, but and it's basically in a small sheath and you know thin. So basically the line ends up really smooth and slippery, but it's also, you know, that adds some durability to the whole thing.
So it's kind of like a lubricating feature they put into it.
Yeah, and then and because the line is, you know, real smooth, or you know, it ties really nice. It's really nice to handle. So I got high hopes for this. I made some of this. I got 80-pound. And I'm going to put that head to head with the Max Quattro. This is actually, I think, just a little bigger than the Max Quattro. But it's, I think it's like 1,000th bigger or something like that, which I thought I could live with. But I'm just
that's what you can get multi-colors too, eh?
Yeah. Well, a lot of the lines, especially the off-brand lines, are available in lots of different colors. I think. The problem I've been having with any of them is that they all seem to be in short supply right now for no good reason. Or
everything's in short supply.
Yeah, you can find it in a 500-yard spool, but you can't find it in a 150-yard spool. I'd be willing to buy 500 yards once I get a plan, if you know what I mean. But right now at this point, I think I'm still experimenting to see how big a line I really want to use and stuff like that. But if, for example, if this 80-pound / 50-pound plan that I'm trying to do, if that works out for me, I'll probably just be buying that in in whatever size spool has the best value. And of course, bigger spools are cheaper than little spools, on a per foot basis or per yard basis or whatever. So
the whole concept of different colored lines sounds intriguing because it would super simplify, laying out your lines.
Well, the only problem you have is remembering which line is which, and for me, it's going to be green side up, and the orange and blue, I think it's going to be blue side up because of the blue sky. Of course, if it's cloudy,
well, my line of thought would be a paint daub on your lead outs to correspond with whatever the line is.
You can do that, and we talked about that before. Either putting a Sharpie pen, marking the line if you can. Or I got the dark brown line, won't show a Sharpie pen, but I could put a piece of small heat shrink tubing, like 1/6, real tiny stuff, 1/16 heat shrink, put a little piece right on the end, and that should be enough. And it'll be things like that. So,
guys, the easiest way in the world.
You guys, hang on a second, Phil, hang on, because Steve's had his hand up for a while. Steve, do you want your hand up for a question or?
I just have something to show, but.
Okay.
While we're on this subject, I think Mike said do not put shrink tubing on it because you heat up the line and you might damage it.
Exactly. You don't heat the heat shrink, you just slip it on it.
Okay.
And because of the, you get a little extra diameter with the knot there and stuff like that, there should be enough to keep the heat shrink from running around. So I'm using using it like I don't even want to call it a sheath because it's not being used that way. It's just being a marker near the end of the line. But the neat thing about heat shrink, of course, it's available in all different sizes and stuff. And I think you could probably do it pretty painlessly.
Damn, check this. Hey guys.
Just let Steve know when you're finished, Danny, so Steve can show something.
That's all I got.
Okay.
Denny, I never said heat shrink. I said this half A tubing from McMaster car because it's very, very thin, and this would grip on a knot if you push it over. This is half A bladder tubing,
right?
Fuel line, and this is from McMaster car. It's kind of like the thinnest Dubro, the smallest tubing that Dubro sells, but it's actually even a little bit thinner. It's a silicone tubing, but I think if you use this, because the ID is so small on it, this would capture on a knot. If you slid this over Spectraline, the knot with a double loop, this would capture and keep
Yeah, I
it from
got some of that. I got some of that too. I do not have a second color. Is it available in colors, you know, or just it all plain white? I got some white stuff. I think I have Dubro actually.
I mean, here's the Dubro, and it's blue. Of course, this is faded a little bit, but you know, the Dubro is light blue when it comes out, and it's got a pretty small ID on it as well. And I think this would capture on a knot and not slide back and forth. But definitely not heat shrink. I wouldn't use heat shrink and put a gun on it, because then you're
I'm
going
not going to put a gun on it. I'm only going to use it as a marker.
I got you. Okay, I heard someone say
not with any heat on it.
Okay, I was kind of half paying attention, and I heard heat shrink tubing, and I heard heat gun, so I just wanted to get in there.
The other thing that might work, Mike, is depending on where your shop is. I don't know if you can still find it. They used to make neoprene tubing in that real tiny size, like that black tubing. If you have black and white, that's perfect.
Yeah.
McMaster car would be the place, and it's just a matter of looking through their part numbers and reading measurements. I mean, that's
white silicone and black neoprene or something like that. But that's what it's going to take.
And you could probably spend 2 or 3 hours trying to find exactly what you wanted, because McMaster car is just they got everything.
Yeah.
So when you get into the list, it takes a while.
Guys, is this supposed to be to just mark the upline or the downline so you know which one goes forward?
Well, that was the idea, just color coding the lines. If color coding the lines is important to you, then that's what we're talking about. I mean, you could set it up.
I can tell you
the lines or mark the ends. Yeah.
I can tell you a simpleton's way of doing it. I leave a clip on one line. It don't matter whether I take off the whether I leave the wire, whether I leave the clip on the up line or the down line. But leave one of your clips on the plane and one of your clips on the handle, on the lines.
Yeah, that's what I've always done with steel. And then I usually leave the handle on the other end, of course, so it doesn't disconnect. But when I fly with Wes, he has everything painted on the ends, and the reason is he takes the handle off the lines, and of course the lines off the airplane. It goes back together every time. He's got his lead outs painted, and his lines painted, and his handle painted, and everything like that. So that's his way of doing things. And I think there's some other people who do that too.
Yeah, I do that too. But I use a heat shrink on stainless steel lines. So I'll just have some heat shrink on my upline, which is usually black heat shrink. And so that's how I keep everything.
Well, the neat thing about heat shrink on an AMA wrap, steel line, is that, of course, it just helps keep the cables, keeps the wrap clean, snug and things like that. But it keeps it from unraveling or getting hooked on anything. So, but we don't want to do that.
Well, gentlemen, we're going to be ending this the live stream portion pretty soon. Gordon Hayden on the chat box, he said Ontario here. I'm not sure where Gordon Hayden is at, but they have an Ontario there also. And we've had actually we have 34 likes. I don't think we've ever had 34 likes. I'm very excited about that. Thank you for doing that. And if you're watching the replay, continue to hit the like button. Please smash that. That helps the analytics. And we have had as many as I think 30 people
watching us. And we've had some good show and tells. We've had some good conversations. It was great to see John Miller in the house. And, he's overcoming COVID and back home. And so we're really excited to see that. And then I was happy to hear a personal friend, Rob Costello, in the chat, egging me on to go flying tomorrow. So hopefully I'll be able to say we did go flying. And I think that's about it. I can't think of anything else. Anyways, hey, we had a good show. Thank you very much for attending, for coming in. And please don't hesitate to come on in. You don't have to be an expert. There are people who are not experts in here who are regular attendees. And we do have some experts. We do have some people that are very, very smart, but you don't have to have big brains or see things very simplistically that are really complicated like Tryon to be part of the show. So there's room for all of us in here. Anyways, we'll be back Monday. Have a good weekend. Hopefully you go out there and fly like me out in Southern California. I can fly all the time. But if you can't fly, then do some building and do a show and tell. Maybe there's something just like Tryon showed those 1, 2, and 3 blocks. I wasn't familiar with that. I hope that I can find them at Harbor Freight. That would be something that I can add to my Christmas list. And but anyways, build. So if you can't fly, build, try something, and report back to us. Tell us how it went, and maybe even show us. Maybe it's something that we don't know. Not everybody knows everybody, and not everybody knows everything. And a lot of times people think, and I've been guilty of this myself, where I thought everybody knows this, and come to find out, people will say, "Wow, I didn't know that." So come back Monday and share with us, and we will see you then. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night,
Thanks, Charles.
everybody. I'm going to end the stream. And